Okay, so this is part 2 of 2 where I reupholster everything. Part 1 was I tore everything down. And I did not intend for this to be such a long video. However, one thing that I think the audience might like about this video is I show all the struggles. I don't edit all that out. There's some mistakes that I make. I leave that in the video. I call it out that it's a mistake, okay? And I just show the struggles. I talk about the pricing and the time I spent. And so if you hang with me to the end, I think the captain and I can take you on a journey that will give you an idea if you want to tackle such a project or not. I can tell you, it will save a lot of money if you do it yourself. So hang with me and you'll see everything I went through to get there. Okay, so just like the disassembly, the assembly I'm going to look at as 2 different projects. I'm starting with the bottom. This is the bottom frame. And just as a side note, if you're thinking about keeping your original foam, I mean, theoretically you can. And I thought about it, but look how bad this is. Well, this is 45 years old. It's the original foam, but you know, there's the new foam. So just before I get started, because that was a big question I have. Do I really need to spend the money for new foam? And I mean, decide for yourself, but there you go. Okay, so I've got the bottom foam. I've got some new signage in the shop. Nice. And I'm going to prep this bottom, and I'm going to lay this out. And I'll pause the video and show a technical diagram with measurements to get all this prepped. Okay, so as I lay things out in my tool cabinet on the top drawer, I cleaned it out. This is all the supplies that I'll need for the put in the new cover on. And I'm not being sponsored by anybody to make this video, but there's the information of where I got this. This is not the only people that I order from. I don't remember why I chose them. It seems like the pricing was all about the same. But this is what I'm going to be taking from when you see me grab stuff. So just know that that's what's going on. Okay, so this is the bottom seat cover. And I'm trying to make this a quicker video, but these are some technicalities that must be known. I've got this laid out, and I'm going to make a diagram. I'm going to pause the video here in just a second and make a diagram. So you got these metal bars that run through there, and I'll put them in. And then this is a 14-inch, there's a 10-inch, 14-inch, they run through there. And then here's all the proper hooks just laid out, and I'll make a technical shot of this here. Okay, so the first thing I need to do to get started, these are sewn closed. They need opened up, and you have to be very careful that you're not going to cut more than what you should. Okay, it needs to be cut. You don't want to actually hit stitching. So you want to open that up just like that. And I'm going to do that here and there. All right. So let's see if I can show the camera, show the audience. Get in here for this one. Okay. There we go. Now, was I nervous to do that? Hell yeah, absolutely I was. But that's what it should look like if you make those snips. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to insert the 14-inch bar down here, like so. All right, and Other side, same thing. 14-inch bar, maybe. There we go. Okay. And the 10-inch bar. Make sure the camera can see. Not really. There. Okay. So I'm going to insert the 10-inch across the middle. There we go. Okay. Just like that. So now these bars are in place. So next I'm going to install clips down the center, and I've marked 1, 2, 3 where essentially this is 1, 2, 3. Start in the middle. Let me show you what I did. And then measure out. Then measure out so you can mark those in the right spot. All right. Okay, so for this next part, I'm taking the lesser of the hook and I'm poking it through the material and make sure I pick up this bar, as in it goes around the bar. And there's no real trick to it, it's just a simple trick. It's a little cumbersome, but it goes eventually. There it goes. So just like that. I'll do the third one where I've pre-marked. And it's a little rough on your hands because you have to get that bit down and then just poke it through. Make sure you're not hitting into your cloth or anything, and make sure you're picking up that 10-inch bar down the middle. Okay, so next I have, this is the front right here of the seat cover, and I've got these three, sorry I'm looking through my camera, that I need to now take the front of my foam and line it up with these three holes here. So I'll be hitting 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let me get that on there. Okay, so now I've got it sitting. Let me pan out a little bit so you can see where I've got it. Okay, so this is a little hard to explain, so let me just show you what's going on. There's the cover, and then you can see down there, see, 1, 2, 3, there's those hooks that we installed in the center. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is grab those hooks with this tool. And let me digress for just a second, because I've shown these tools before and I always get comments, people asking about it. This tool by itself cost about $14, but let me tell you, you're about halfway there for $30. You can just get a whole interior kit. So if you want to buy just this, you can. Hobby Lobby sells them too for craft things, but you know, you're halfway to just getting a whole kit. Now, I've had people ask me, where did this come from? I don't know. My wife gave it to me as a gift, as a Christmas gift, and she found it on eBay, but I think Amazon has them too. Just type in interior tool kit, and this has everything, even stuff for electrical connections. Okay, back to it. Let's go. Okay, so now for the tricky part. You take your 10-inch corrugated, your 10-inch corrugated goes on this side of the foam, and you center it and lay it there. Then you reach in with your hook tool and pull that up through there and hook it. So here we go. boy, this is not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Okay. Make sure I'm on the right side of that hook. Go this way, actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, hang on. Sorry if you have to see my ugly mug in here. Jeez. Oh, it slipped off. Dang. Okay, let's try this again. Let me make sure my camera can see. Okay, I have to put some weight on it. I don't want to lose my center. Nearly got it. Come on, yeah. It's almost there. All right, that's got it. Now I'm going to do the other two. Okay, and the other one there. All right, that went a lot easier. And then one more over here, obviously. Okay. Okay, so here's a shot of what it looks like. I'll shine my flashlight on it so you can see the detail of where those hooks have right there, see? Okay, they just grab that corrugated. And that's what it should look like at this point. The other ones get attached a little different, so hang on. Okay, so refer back to that diagram. So for these next four, I actually have this top side now, okay? And I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to poke through the fabric just like before, and grab that bar, and then hit, you see there's one, and then this is where I know exactly where they go. There's another one, so I want to grab that bar poking through that fabric. But for the love of God, be careful when you do that. Don't. I mean, if you poke out through here, you're screwed. I mean, so just take your time and just go through this fabric only. Okay, so here's the first one. I'm taking this clip, and I'm doing this watching through my camera, so bear with me. And I'm taking that bigger loop side, and then I'm sticking it down in there. And then, and I'm trying not to show the back of my hand, and I apologize, I'm going to hook this through that fabric, making sure I catch that bar. And this is another part where there's no real trick to it. It's just a simple trick. No, actually, I think I'm going to do this. I see the spot where it needs to be. Okay, so it needs to sit right there. So I'm going to get around that bar. I'm sorry to show the back of my hand so much. Oops, I had it and I let go of it. Okay. There. My apologies for showing the back of my hand so much. I got it in the right spot. I don't quite have it. Oh, there. Okay, see how that's looped? All right, and then I'm going to put that right down there. Okay, so the next one, same thing, goes right there. So now I see where that goes. Okay, pop that book through there. Okay, so there's the second one wrapped around, and let me push that down in there. Okay, and there's those two. And now we got to do these last two. Okay. There. Okay. See that? And then that one goes down there. One more for this side. Okay, so there's where that is. So I'm just lining that up. And there's where it needs to go in. And I'm about to knock my light off the table. There we go. There. Wish they would have all went that easy, but whatever. Okay. And now I'm going to repeat that same process on the other side. Okay. I'm not going to film it because I'm trying to make this a quicker video, but that gives you the idea. Okay. Okay, so I've got both sides with the hooks coming through. Okay. This side and that side. I'm going to take it one side at a time, and you want to make sure that groove in the cushion, that your bar is sitting in there, here, like this. There, see that? Make sure that bar is sitting in that groove, okay? Okay, so now, like with the center, I'm going to set my corrugated wire right there, and then I'm going to grab, I'll start with this middle one, and then I grab there, there, and there. All right. Okay. So, let's see. This way. I think I should have. Oh, I realized I put this in. Okay, so in the end it doesn't matter, but if you want to make it easier on yourself, the longer part hook goes on the bar side. The corrugated gets the shorter. That's the way I did this side, but to film the side I film, I mean, in the end it doesn't matter as long as get it hooked on there. Just like a lot of people were hooked on phonics, you want to hook on that corrugated. Okay, so let's go on the side of it. Okay, oops, all right. Grab this with my pliers because all right. Put that there, and one more. wrong side of the... I always make my videos honest. I know everybody's in a hurry these days, but I dislike it when you see what is a 4-hour project and somebody does it in 5 minutes and everything always works out perfect and they never make an error, and you know it's a bunch of BS. But anyway, okay, so that's that side. All right. Okay, so now I'm on the other side, and here it is. So I got a hold of it. Okay, that went a lot easier because, let me show you. I have that side of the hook on there. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't think I can make either one work just fine. But what I'm talking about, okay, so what I'm talking about, if you look at the hook, see how the two ends are different? I'm now under the belief that the bigger part with that angled end right there, goes on the seat cover bar where you poke through the fabric, and this goes through the cushion, this end here, and grabs the corrugated. I had a splatter ass moment and did a couple of them the other way around, and you saw I had to use my needle nose pliers to get it, but at the end of the day, they're all hooked and they're all there. So, you know, in my opinion, whatever, but my opinion ain't worth much. So this is just how I'm doing the project, and maybe you can help others. You can do it however you wish. Okay, so I've got all these on here. I struggled with it a little bit. It took me about 20 minutes to get it to look like this. And if the camera can see them, yeah, okay, perfect. You just want to get that's that 14-inch bar and the 14-inch corrugated on top. Those clips sandwich all this together, and here's what we got so far. All right. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so now I got it flipped upside down, and I'm taking the frame here, and I'm going to place it right in its groove. Look at that. That's a nice fit. Okay. So there's the frame sitting on the foam. It's all upside down. Okay, so next I need the hog rings and the hog ring pliers. My wife bought me these hog ring pliers, and the kit came with a boatload of extra hog rings because the Corvette kit just gave you just enough. And here's its information if you're interested. She found these on Amazon, and I think it was like 25 bucks. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so if you're not familiar with hog rings and hog ring pliers, they're special pliers that hold the hog ring. And if you think you can cheap ass out and just use regular pliers, maybe, but it's going to be tough. So I'm just coming along through here, and I'm attaching all the corrugated. Okay, so I'm attaching these corrugated springs to the corrugated wire everywhere it touches. All right. Okay, so now that I've got the hog rings in, and I just hit those where the corrugated spring hits the corrugated wire that we were dealing with earlier. Okay, so I hog ringed, so that's what holds the frame to what we got so far. Now it's time to flip it over. Okay, so now it's for the tricky but exciting part. You gotta stretch this around, and you want this sewn edge right here to match this edge right here. As you can see, it's gonna take a little doing. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna start at one corner, and I'm gonna get those to line up. Okay, so I'm gonna start at this corner. And again, there's no real trick to it. It's just a simple trick. Okay, it does take some muscle power, I tell you. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to bring that down. Okay, and now I'm gonna do this other corner. Okay, so bring that, stretch that down. It doesn't want to go quietly, that's for sure. All right, it's not bad. Now I've got to work it. I know that sounds like a joke, but work that thing in there. All right, put this around. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to push this up there. I know this looks like it's too short, but it's not. We got a lot of stretching to do. Okay, so now I'm going to the back corner, and it's going to be more of the same. We want this sewn edge to go on this edge of the foam. So it takes a little bit doing. Well, that wasn't terrible. Okay, do this other side. Okay. Okay, so here's what we got. Now I've got to start down these sides and work these. Work this leather down and get it stretched nice and taut. Okay, it's starting to take shape. All right, yeah, starting to. Okay. Okay, and so now I've got it upside down. And I'm just coming along here and making sure that foam hits where that leather is sewn on. All right. Okay. Okay, so here in the front, there we go. I'm just still working this nice and taut. I want this sewn edge right there on the front, and like right here, it's not quite hitting. So I'm just gonna work it, and now it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep doing this until this all gets on there nice and tight. It's starting to take shape. Okay, so to get on, I actually flipped it upside down, and I have a board, and my knees are pushing down to add pressure. And the fat part, let's see, I'm supposed to put 4 in here on the front. So clip those on, just like that. Oops, that's backwards. Hold on. Okay, so I've got, you see that, this clip here, this OS clip, the fat part goes over your material, like so. Okay, I've got the 4 S clips on, flat parts on the leather, and I'm going to bring these around and stretch this leather around like that and clip it. All right, let me see if you can get a good view. So that clips on the metal frame like that. There. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the front. All right, I gotta do 4 in the back. Okay, so it may seem goofy, but I had to use this 2x4 so I could put enough pressure down, because I couldn't grab these springs, and I couldn't, you know, it kind of hurt my hand to push on that, so I used this 2x4. And so now I'm going to do the back end, and I can show you a little better because it takes 4 as well. All right. Okay, so again, the thicker grabs the hold of the leather, just like that. I'm sorry to show the back of my hand. Okay, so there's 1, and sorry about that, and 2. Okay, and 3. Okay, now number 4. Okay. Okay, so with those 4 on, I've got to flip these around, and let me get some better light over here so you can see. Okay, so this is the important part. I want to make sure it can be seen. I've got to flip this around and clip those metal deals on. There's 1. Nearly. There's 2. And third one. I've hit a bad spot on the frame. I'm going to redo that one. Okay. There's a little ding in the frame, and I put the clip right on it. So I'm going to move it. Okay. So let's see if I can try this again. I'm going to go for like this, and put some pressure. Okay, there they are. Okay, whew. All right. Okay, and there's supposed to be 3 on the side. So I want to show how I got them clipped on there. 1, 2, and damn it, I did that one backwards. There's 1. I need to rework that one. I pinched the leather too much. This one is correct. That's what we should be looking at. Okay, and then you see that groove right there is going to fit on that rim. Okay, so that's what we need to do. Okay, so now I have all 3 on correctly, which is like that. And I don't know, you know, I show my videos as they are, and then it gives you an idea if you want to tackle the project yourself or not. So you see my struggles. I don't edit them out. Okay, so here we go. Center. Nearly. Oh, still not easy. Get that damn foam out of the way. Oh, there we go. That one missed. Oh. Last one's being difficult. There it goes. All right. And so when I did this side, I made damn sure I got them all 3 on correct. And you want to watch out for, there's a bracket welded back here. You don't want to put a clip where that goes. So I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm going to flip this leather over like I did the other side, and then we'll move on. Okay, so here's what it looks like from the bottom. Let's try to show you around that corner. And around there, around back. And so now I'm going to flip it over and try to work out some wrinkles. Okay, so I want this front edge, looks really good. I'm excited. I'm just kind of moving this leather just a little bit, making sure I hit that edge. The edge of that foam is hitting this sew line. And I think we've done it. And I know the seat is in the shadow, and I apologize. We're about to change it around here. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna try to smooth out some of these wrinkles. Make sure that I'm just doing my final check to make sure that foam's in there like it's supposed to be. Honestly, a good hot sitting in the sun will take out some of the wrinkles, but I think I've pretty much got this. We're going to take a close look at it here. I'll put it in the light. Okay, so there it is. This is the back. And then there's down the side. Okay, it looks pretty good. Let me show this side with it's not in the shadow. My apologies. There we go. So there's the side. Okay, I'm real happy so far. Let's take a look at the front. Okay, and there's the front. I'm real happy with how that turned out. Everything is wrapped pretty taut. A day in the sun will probably do it a world of good, but yeah, I'm really excited about this game. This is looking great. Saved a ton of money by doing it myself. So yeah, there it is. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, so on the back side of the seat, I now have to install, and see where there's no foam here, these two pieces. And my original seat had these, it's just a thin plastic, but it's heavy duty. And I'm going to put them on there. I did some research, and a lot of people don't use those, but I like the idea of, because that leather is going to be pulled taut, I like the idea of that plastic washer kind of taking some of the blunt away from that sharp edge of that washer here. So that's also, I'm putting them on. Apparently it's not necessary, but I like the idea of it, so that's what I'm doing. It was on my original seat. I don't know. And just as a real quick FYI, because I forgot to mention it, when I'm done with everything, I'm going to take a heat gun very carefully and a wet cloth and hit, I know there's some wrinkles here and wrinkles here, and they'll come out. A hot day in the sun do a world of good, but I'm going to speed up the process a little bit and use a damp cloth and hit it with the heat gun just barely. And that's something we have to be very careful about. Okay, so this part makes me nervous, but I need to be able to put those in there. So I've got to find it on this side, mark it with a screwdriver, and then I'm going to make just like a X with a razor blade. And then I'm going to put those two seat backers on. The seat back actually rests on these. So, all right. Okay, so what I've got going on here is I've got my finger where this hole is, and I'm, sorry, here, let me switch so you can see. And I'm pulling this leather taut. And finding that is I'm very nervous about this. This is one thing you don't want to mess up. locating that screw hole. Back a little bit right there. Okay. Whew. Does that make me nervous? Oh, hell yeah, it does. All right, so I'm gonna just broaden that a little bit. I'm gonna make it an X. Okay, so, God, I really don't want to do this. I'm just gonna open that up just a little bit. I'm sorry to go so slow, but this makes me so freaking nervous. Okay, because I don't want to make it so small that I can't get this through here and it just rips. Okay, so I need to make it just a little bit bigger. Open that up just a little bit. Cheesy does it. Believe me, makes me very nervous. There, okay, perfect. All right, there's that. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing. This isn't the right screwdriver for this, but it's the one that I can reach for now. Okay, it's bit down, so hang on. Okay, so I've got it in there, and screw this down nice and taut. Really? We'll take a look at it. Okay. So there it is. All right. And now I gotta do the same thing for the other side. Okay, so there's both sides. That's what that looks like. Okay, so next I'm going to temporarily install these side pivot screws. And here it's going to be the same process. Just to show, that's the side pivot screw. When I unite the back with the bottom, I'll have to reattach it through the arm. Okay, so that's what the side pivot screw goes into. And so I just marked it with that. And was that a scary thing to do? Oh, hell yeah, it was. There it is, sorry. Yeah, that was, but anyway, now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my razor and open that up just a little bit and get that bolt inside there. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this pivot screw in here. Just to kind of, I'm doing this now because I don't want to do it when the seat's together, is why I'm doing that. So, okay. There's that one, and I'm going to do the same to the other side. Okay, so there's both sides with the pivot screw in, and then there's that side over there. All right. Okay, so next I'm going to temporarily install one more thing, and that is just the protector for the back plate, and I'll show you what that is, just because I don't want the back and the seat united, and then I try to find out where those holes go. So let's flip that over, and I'll show you on the assembled seat too what I'm talking about here. So this is the bottom side. That's where they go. Yeah, let's take a look at it on the assembled seat. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is the other seat that I haven't done yet. this little plastic plate goes underneath here so that the metal doesn't damage your material. So I'm just going to put that with the bolts on temporarily so that when I unite the back with the seat, I don't have to try to find the holes at that point. They'll already be there. Okay, so for this next, I'm finding the holes. I'm going through here, and I'm praying to God my thumb's out of the way on the other side. And it is. And that's why I'm marking the holes for that. Okay, so I'm gonna put these down there, just like before. And I just realized that I didn't refinish these bolts. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I've done this before with other projects. If you see this is what mounts the seat track to the floor, and it looked like this, you know, rusty, old. And I scraped it down with a wire brush to where it was bare metal again, and then primered it and painted it. And I forgot to do this, but I will do it at another point here. But for now, this is just a temporary mount anyway, so. Okay. And I'm just going back and forth. You wouldn't want to just make one really tight and then do the other one. It needs to be an even back and forth. And I'm probably going to stop about there. Yeah, so as you can see, this is just a plastic washer to help so that it's not putting pressure right up against a hard metal edge. So that's the purpose of that. So, okay, so there's the bottom. That's as far as I can go. Oh, had to sneeze. I'm allergic to my own bull crap. So I'm going to set this off to the side and get started on the top, or the back rather, the back side. Okay, so I thought I'd try with the low setting on the heat gun just to take out some of these wrinkles. And I got a damp cloth also. I just thought I'd see what happens, but you have to be so careful. I'm nervous about it. If you get it too hot, I mean, you could burn this leather and ruin your seat. So probably a day in the sun is the best, but I wanted to try this. So let's see. Okay, I don't know if the camera can see it, but it is making slight improvements. I'm going to mess with it just a little bit longer and call it good. Okay, so I was able to improve it a little bit. I'm afraid to use the heat gun too much more. I really think just with time and a little sunshine, we'll take some of this out of there. I hate to get too picky poopy because I just don't want to you know, create problems for myself with this heat gun business. This is the worst of it, okay? I'm trying to show everything in my video, and I'm not editing anything out. So what you see is what you get. That's the worst of it that I have is right here. And I messed with it a little bit, and I think I'm just gonna leave it and see what a day in the sun does. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. And I'm going to move on from here. Okay, so I'm getting ready to prep the seat back. And if you're curious about some of this information about these seat covers and what's all available, I did a video a few videos back before this one. It's called an unboxing, and I go through all the different materials you can get. I even show the pricing, and of course the different options. If you go with leather, you can get this embroidering done. And anyway, I talk about all that in the unboxing video. So this, we're going to get started. We're going to prep the back of this. Okay, and so for the seat back, we have to get our metal bars in here. And this first one, I'll show you, is a 22-inch. And then the one in the middle is a 10-inch. So, for now, to start with, got 10-inch that goes in the middle. You got the 22-inch that goes along here, and the 22-inch that goes back there. All right. And as far as the clips I'll be using, the back is a little simpler as far as what's what. These 3/4 inch clips. Every clip that I'll be using to unite the seat cover back to the foam back, just right there, will always be this 3/4 inch. Okay, for this next part, makes me very nervous. I got our job supervisor on site, and I have to cut all these free, but you don't want to cut down into your stitching because you could ruin your seat. So this is very, very careful. I got my job supervisor helping me get my clippers underneath there. Make sure the camera can see that. Okay, I don't want to go down too low. Okay, just about like that. Let's zoom in on that. Maybe like that. That's all you want. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing these others. And again, you don't want to you want to free this up. The machine that makes these, they just stitch it all together, but you gotta break that free. But you don't want to go too far. Just about like that. Get that freed up, because that's got to sit in the groove there. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the others. Okay. So I do middle. Get it. Didn't quite get it all. Just a little bit further. I know, I don't want to go too much. There. Okay, that's broke free. Okay, now keep going and then we'll insert the metal bars. Okay, so now that all those are broke free, I'm going to insert the 22-inch. There. Put it right there. Insert the other 22-inch. Get that where the camera can see it. Get it to where I can see it. Okay. 22-inch. Put in there. And now the 10-inch. Okay. These I'll actually hook onto the fabric. There. Okay. And I need to get those guys out. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now coming in here, I'm going to put a mark right on the center, and I'm just going to put it right here. I don't think the marker would bleed through, but you never know. All right, and then so the next mark needs to be 2 3/4 inch, 1, 2 3/4, and so we're talking 2 3/4. Should be there. That's where those 3 rings go. So let's get those installed. Now for this, the curly part of the bracket goes through the fabric. If you remember from the bottom, I did a couple of them backwards. It still worked out okay, but definitely easier if you do it the way it's supposed to. And the trick to this is, there's no simple tricks, just a little bit of a trick. You got to make sure you pick up that bar, or otherwise it's all for naught. So that is a little tricky, actually. Okay, so now put this through here. You want to make sure you pick up that bar. There it goes. All right, so there's one. Okay, so I've got these 3 hooks in on their marks, 1 in the center, and then 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and they've grabbed this bar. That's the important part. And also, I got the curlicue part grabbing the bar, as you can see, so that the tool will grab like this. Actually, let me show what's going on. So that hook grabs this, and I can lift up on it, and then this part will slide over that corrugated wire. Okay, so I've got my cushion upside down on top of that, and I got my 10-inch corrugated bar. Got the 10-inch below and the 10-inch above. So, as above, so below. All right. So, let's see if I can. Okay. Okay, so I got the first one clipped. I got job supervisor number 2. You inspect my work. Okay, so now I just gotta clip the other 2. I got job supervisor number 2. Okay, you don't want to help? Okay. Let's see if I can get this to clip. Oh, just like that. Perfect. All right. 2, 1 more to go. Okay, Isabella, we got 1 more. 1 more. All right. So, let's see. Get this in here. Boy. This last one. There. Got it. Okay. Nice. There's those 3. Perfect. Okay. So with the middle 10-inch bar on, I want to just kind of look down there and see, and it's in the groove like it's supposed to. Perfect. And the other side, see how everything's sitting like it's supposed to. Now I want to make sure this is on here nice and straight. It'll naturally want to fall in place because obviously we're hitting right in this groove. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting in the side 3/4 clips. And so this is the side of the seat, and I'm just lifting this up. Remember when I said that that bar has to fit in that groove? This is what I meant. There's the groove. Okay, so there's that bar. And so you can see there's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole. So I'm going to come along, and just like I did down the middle, I'm going to put a curly Q side here, here, everywhere there's a hole. And then after that, I'm going to flip it over and do the same process for every one of those holes that you see there. Okay, so I'm trying to make this a quick video, but I didn't want to record myself doing every one of these. You already saw me do the original 3 down the center. And so as you can see, I've got one clipped right here, and then it's going to drop in there. And then I'm going to do that again here, and so on. Okay. Okay, so I have all 6 of those clips in. Grab the side so you can see. Okay. All right. And on the top side, and I've got this bar down in that groove. That's the important thing. And I'm just doing one final check to make sure it's square and true. And I'm just using this bottom as my guide, and it looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it over and add the corrugated bar and clip it. Okay, so now I've got it flipped back over, and I'm going to hook all those. I'm gonna reach in there, grab those, and hook them just like I did there. So let's do that. Okay, so I ran into my first snag, or another snag. This is a little bit short, and the reason why, I'll show you. My original seat cover, I didn't throw away just yet because you never know if you're going to need it. It has 5 clips. My new one has 6, and it starts up a little bit more and it ends back a little bit more than what my new one does. So I've come up with an idea. So I took the wire out of here, and I'm going to snip it, and I'm going to piece it in over there. I don't like doing that, but it'll be fine. It'll be just as strong. This is why you don't throw away your old stuff until the new stuff is completely installed and done. Okay, so I'm going to start by, I need it to run back to here roughly. Oh geez, I might have to get up my big snips. Wow, okay. And now I need to cut off this curly Q, yeah, at the end. There it goes. Okay, I can splice those together. Okay, so basically I'm gonna have to hook both bars now to tie these together. So this might end up being a real treat, let me tell you. thought one was difficult. I feel like that salesman. Oh my God, I got it. All right. I feel like that salesman on the Griswolds when he comes out there and they say, what, this isn't the metallic P car I ordered or whatever. And they get the station wagon and he says, you think you hate it now? Wait till you try it. Okay, so there it is. Had to do a little improvising and sister a piece in here. So, but anyway, it worked. It held it square and true. And so now I'm not going to film the other side because it's going to be exactly like what I just did. All right. And just an afterthought I had, just for good measure, I have that hog ring kit. I've got smaller hog rings. I did hog ring together where I added on where I sistered that wire to this corrugated. So just a kind of an afterthought idea that I had to put a couple hog rings on there to help hold it also. Okay, so I got both sides clipped and turn the stewed over, and it's looking good. Just want to do one final inspection. So we got the foam and the cover united. I just want to make sure it's on here, square and true, and it appears to be. All right, and then going to unite the frame to all of this next. Okay, so now it's time to unite the frame with all the work that we've done here. Sit in here just right. All right, there we go. Make sure that's in there good. Looks like that's in there good. All right, I think we've got it. Okay, so now I am just going through here, and where this corrugated spring touches the corrugated wire, I am putting a hog ring, and I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to push down so far that it punches through to the finished side, to the leather. It would be hard to do, but it is possible. So I am being careful that I'm not getting down that far. All right, and I am going to keep doing that. Everywhere this touches. All right. Okay, and I'm going to put a couple down the middle where it touches. Maybe I can get this. This is use your air. There it goes. Okay, and okay, do that 4 times, 2 on each side. Okay, so I've got hog rings where they hit across here, and then everywhere it touched here, like that. And so that's where we're at right now. Okay, so next I'm going to spray some adhesive here and on the back of here to attach this. This is the adhesive that I'm using. I'm not being sponsored by them. There are many adhesives like this, but this one is mine, and that's what I'm using. And I'm going to put a block right there just so I don't spray adhesive on this stainless steel piece there. Okay. And when you use this stuff, make sure you're in a well ventilated area, and make sure you wear the respirator, and make sure you wear chemical gloves. Okay, and the thing about this stuff is you have to wait, let it get a little bit tacky. All right, and so now I need to spray this side of the foam here. Make sure the camera can see. I'm just gonna okay, I'm sorry the camera couldn't see that terribly well, but I'm trying to make sure I don't spray any on my finished seat cover, the outside, the finished side. Okay, that's probably good. All right. So I've just sprayed all this side. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and spray adhesive is tacky, which is what I was waiting on. Okay, so this, there's no real trick to it other than it's just a simple trick. Get that in there, right? Okay, get all this in here. Okay. Okay, it's pretty sticky. All right, got some on my, stuck to my fingers. Okay. All right, so that's got that. And now that it's stuck there, it's good to go. I thought the audience might like to know that I've decided to name my can of upholster spray Charlene. And so, like I said, there's many like it, but this one's mine. And that's why you're supposed to use a ventilated area. Okay, so now that the foam's all on the framework, I've got it flipped right side up, and I've got to start flipping around. See, this is closed in. I've got to unclose it, open it up. All right. Okay. So that's where I want that. And I'm very nervous about ripping this. Let me try this another way. Actually, that's a little better. Now, flip these around. I'm sorry to show the back of my hand and my elbow so much. Okay. So start with this one side. Start it like this. All right. It's getting there. I'll lose it. It's not going easily, that's for sure. Watch that. Oh yeah, that's a good shape. Okay. Keep flipping this around. Okay. Boy, this is not easy to stretch around over here. There it's going. Nearly. I'm keeping a close eye on it. Nearly got it. Let's pull that a little bit more. There it goes. I'm sorry I'm all over the place, but I hope the camera can pick this up. There we go. Okay, I got that edge. All right. Now I got to do the other side. And I'm sorry I keep getting in the way of the camera. But boy, oh boy, let me tell you, this is not easy. And I thought about heating up the vinyl. Make sure it's still good. Here it is. I think I might actually just, yeah, I think I'm going to heat that up just a little bit. I'm going to heat that up and then do the same over here what I did to this side. Okay. Start working this. Boy, that is tough. This is the toughest yet. It's going. I'm sorry to show my backside. I've got to get in here and keep working this around. Okay. Okay. I'm getting it. Slowly but surely. Okay, this is quite a workout, but I nearly got it. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Okay, so there it is thus far. And now I'm going to start working these ends down. And I read online, and I saw online too, where like a baby powder is kind of a trick to get this leather to roll smooth. And I didn't find any in the house, and I was going to go down to the store and buy some, and I thought, it would have been worth the trip, because that was what was hanging me up, is I couldn't pull. It was the back of this material was grabbing that foam. So when I do the next seat, I'm definitely going to take the time to put some talcum or baby powder or something down. Okay, so now just gonna get this, and I'll start. I know this needs stretched more, but I'm just trying to get it basically where it needs to be, and then I'll keep working with it. Okay. All right. See, I've got it bunched up right there, and I'll keep working with it and stretching it just like with the bottom. Okay. Okay. So I've been working the headrest part, and I've got it where I'm pretty happy, and I'm just gonna keep working in here like I am, stretching that and getting that around here. Okay. Okay, so let me show you what I got going on the back side. See how this is supposed to come together like this, and it does, but it doesn't want to stay. There it is. I put a couple hog rings in there. I've got a bag of small hog rings that came with my kit, and so I just popped a couple in there just to hold it together. And now I'm going to insert these bars in here and hog ring this to the frame. Okay, so this is a 4-inch. Okay, and you see that came undone. That's fine. I'm going to just leave it so So I'm inserting that, and now 4-inch on this side. Okay, and just enough to pick that up. Okay. Okay, so these hog rings have a sharp edge. Not all hog rings have that. And I'm going to make sure, you can just see the back of my hand. Let me try to move around here. Okay, never mind the messy shop here. Okay, so I'm going to, gotta make sure I grab this bar or it's all for naught. Make sure I'm poking through that material. Okay, now. Okay, now. All right, perfect. There's that one. And I'm going to do the same over here. Okay. Okay, perfect. Starting to come together. All right. Okay, so this is the last hog ring across here. It's still tight. Okay. And that's the nice thing about these hog ring pliers. It's just there and waits for you. All right. Get that slipped a little bit. There we go. All right. So I'll show you what we got here. Okay, so I got 3 hog rings on the 4-inch bar that's in here. 3 hog rings that's in the 4-inch bar in here. I put 2 hog rings just to hold this together. You can see the flap doesn't want to stay on its own, and that's fine because I can, there it is. It'll stay. It'll stay when I get this, all the pieces on here, that'll stay. All right. Good morning, gang. So it's a new day, and if you're wondering what in the world am I doing outside with this seat back on the hood of my car, so I brought it out here first thing this morning when the sun started to come up, and I'm trying to. I had quite a bit of wrinkles last night, and I'm letting the sun heat up this leather, and I gotta tell you, it's working. It still has a lot of wrinkles that I've got to work out, but this leather is a lot more workable. And I'm excited. So I think it's finally pliable enough that I can take it back to the shop, and the captain and I are going to take it back to the shop and see if we can get this stretched around. Okay, so I've got 1 hog ring in here, and starting to take shape. I'm going to put another hog ring here, 1 here, and then I can get this corner to stay where it needs to be. I mean, I can get it there, but I'm not sure. You can see my problem. I can stretch it, but I don't know how to make it stay there. I have to give that a think. I'm gonna keep going and put these other 2 hog rings in. Let's see. It's looking pretty good. I have the hog ring up to here. You can see it stretched out nice. Okay, so I've got this hog ring went really well. This one went really well. I wasn't sure. The first one I did, I was kind of struggling with it, and I'm not sure how that went in, so I popped another one in there just to make sure. Now here's the dilemma. I don't see, I need something like, if I set down the camera, I can stretch this to where it ends up here. But here's the problem. There's where the back piece goes. And this, I can manually push it back, but I need something to hold it. Let me think about this. Okay, so about 5 minutes has passed, and I've just been stretching it around this corner here. And actually, that's where it needs to sit. And it's staying by itself. And it's really just been me just stretching it like this and coming around that corner. And I guess I've messed with it enough and yelled at it and cussed at it. I'm kidding. I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. I don't do it any less either. No. I know I love doing this. This is a fun problem to solve. But it is a problem to solve nonetheless. But it's getting there. I actually put a pencil mark right there showing how far it needs to go, and I'm nearly there actually. I didn't think that would work, but just stretching it, I've almost got it. Okay, so ach du Liebe, I do not like doing this, but I'm going to drill a hole right there like this so I can put a fourth hog ring to hold this. So okay, yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, so there it is. I punched another hole, a fourth hole in there. I do not recommend doing that. I say again, I do not recommend doing that. You can see my little pencil mark. It almost makes it, the only way I can get it to stay there is to pop another hog ring there. So, and I do know that the back plastic thing that sits on there indents in, so I don't have all the room in the world. I don't want to get to where now the back plastic piece won't sit right, but I don't know. Okay, so there it is. I popped a fourth hog ring. Say what are those damn things called? Hog ring in there, and I gotta tell you, it solved all my problems. It brought that to where it needs to be, and it can stay by itself. I don't like doing it. I did a test. It doesn't appear to be in the way of the plastic, so I don't know. I don't recommend doing it. That's just what I had to do. Okay, so just real quick, I decided to put another one right there for a fifth one just to help hold it. I didn't want, there's a lot of pressure on this one, as you can tell. I'm going to go back and make sure that that is like it's supposed to be, but I think it is. It looks like it's hooked it pretty good, but this one definitely, as you can tell, hooked it really well. So yeah, don't recommend drilling holes in the frame and doing that. It's just what I had to do, and I would love to edit this stuff out and say everything went perfect, but I keep it real, so you can decide if you want to do such a project or not based off of my struggles. Okay, so I've got that side on. There it is. As you can see, it still has some wrinkles, I confess. I'm going to put it in the sunshine again and try to work these out a little bit. They're there. I'm showing the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to put it in the sunshine. I did get the headrest. Remember when I started with it, it had a ton of wrinkles. I was able to get all those out. Very happy with that. Very happy with the center. I was able to get all those wrinkles out. Just working the sides right now. Still got a little ways to go with this, but it is all hog ringed on the side. I'm going to do the other side now. I'm not going to film it because it's exactly like this side. So once I get the other side hog ringed, I'll check back with you. Okay, so I've got both sides hog ringed and sitting like they're supposed to. So now I have to do the bottom side. Set my camera there. I've got to take out these bottom two screws, and I decided to use this steel instead of a socket because here in a minute you'll see I have to punch it through the fabric. This thing. So okay, so there's that. Okay. Okay, so it looks like this bar just barely hits, so it's not real forgiving. So I got to be a little precise when I get this in here. Okay, as far as centering it being this metal bar. Poke through the fabric there. Okay, just gotta work this. Okay, the metal bar is centered. Okay, so the bottom is almost there. I just got to grab it and do a little more stretching. There we go. I feel like that's getting it. Let's see if I wrap around. Okay, all right. Just going to slide it underneath there, and I'm going to hog ring it. Okay. Okay, so I've got, I don't have my hog ring pliers ready to go. Okay, so try to do this in front of the camera. I know I've already shown this, but since I didn't have it quite ready, there, and then it just sits there ready to go. I got to put one way up here, and not really supposed to do this, but one trick that helps is for these hard to reach ones, I'm going to cheat that a little bit and get it ready. Okay. This is not easy to hit. Oh, geez. Boy, that is not easy to hit at all. There we go. Come on, baby. Okay. I got it. And I gotta go do the other side, but it's just like that. Okay, so there's the bottom edge. And my hog ring plier was just barely had a big enough mouth to get in there and get those. Now I have to put these screws in, and I'm just gonna punch the screw right through that fabric, making sure that you get on this side of the bar. If you're not on this side of that bar, it's all for naught, and you get to try again. Okay, so I'm gonna take a flathead screwdriver. Just gonna push that up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've got this one. I think I'm getting it. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there's that one. Now, and I'm sorry, I realize I'm showing the back of my hand so much, and I apologize, but let's see if I can zoom in. Maybe that'll help. I'm just trying to push that bar up without ripping anything. That's pretty good. Okay. And then I'm just pushing it right through that fabric. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna finish driving these home. And nice and taut. Okay, perfect. That's that. Okay, so after all my stretching around back there and hog ringing, this is what it looks like so far. I'm very, very pleased with it. The wrinkles I got out of the headrest and down the middle, I got about 99% of that. The sides still need a little help, as you can see right there. Okay, I'm going to put it in the sunshine. This side's a little worse, but I haven't put this side in the sunshine and tried to work just yet. I just finished it, and this side, after sunshine and a little work, is coming out much better. Up next, that's the bottom. Up next is the part that people fear the most. And this is going to be my ghost of Christmas future. And that is literally cutting this in on a leather that's already stretched super tight. I'm going to set the back of the seat out in the sun for a little bit, let that leather be a little more pliable. And I got to cut this thing in. Nervous about it. Okay, so I had this in the sun and it made it a lot more pliable. I got my razor ready. Make sure I don't accidentally bump that. Okay, this is as close as I can get to the camera. And now I have to cut out exactly where that button is. I wish I could pin this or something. Okay. All right. I put a new, use it the right way, razor in. I realize people who do this professionally are probably laughing at me right now. I appreciate the difficulty you have at your job, sir or madam, because this is nerve-wracking. Okay. I have to do... The thing is, you have to be careful not to cut any of the stitching, so it goes right down this line here. Doesn't even need... Okay. Okay. All right. I'm sorry to spend so much time with this, but you know, you invest all that time and money, and then you realize there's a very real chance you could screw something up. Okay. Now, come down this side. See, I'm leaving this stitching here. Okay, that button falls right on the other side of it. I want that stitching there. So let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so nearly got it, and I'll tell you, this is the first time I've done this. But I've done other jobs, and when you have a razor in your hand and you start talking, it's a dangerous combination. The thing you want to do is, I've had different art projects that I've done, and I spun around with the razor in my hand and nicked it and tore things up. Okay. That little thread out of there. I'm sorry to spend so much time. on this one silly thing, but this is what I've been nervous about. Okay. It's hard to hold this leather and look through the camera and make sure I'm still recording. But did not take enough out. Tell you what, putting that leather in the sunshine sure helped. And I cannot get that in there. Okay, I got one side only. Okay, I need to take a little bit more out right there. Okay, hang on. Okay, that little chunk was holding it up, but I've got it now. And I'm trying to hold this there. Okay, that's got it. Now I got to put these two screws in. Didn't lay as flat as I wanted it. That's going to have to be the way it is. All right. All right. Trying to punch through that leather. Wait, if you're doing this, don't slip with your screwdriver and punch a hole in the leather. My God, that could happen. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there and do the other one. Okay, so as I drive these screws, I'm gonna put this back in the sun too as soon as I get done. The last thing you wanna do is slip with your screwdriver. I can't stress that enough. You know what I mean? Like, do one of those jobs. You ever do that before? I have. I don't want to do it now. Okay. There we go. Come on. Get in there, baby. All right. Okay. And you want to go back and forth. Don't make one side really tight and then do the other side. You kind of go back and forth. Okay. Okay. So there it is. Yeah, that's it. Just wanting to pucker back up. I'm going to put this back in the sun. Boy, that just does a world of good, I tell you. Put this back in the sun before I move on to these next clips down here. Let that be a little more pliable. Okay, so I've been outside in the sun with it. Make it a little more pliable. Careful with your razor. I don't get this part either. That clip is right there. I hope the camera can pick this up. I'm trying, folks. Sorry if you cannot. Okay, and I got to make a cut just right there. Just a little bit. Easy, easy. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now put the razor off to the side. I get the joy of doing this. I'm praying to God it doesn't rip, and I mean that literally. Oh, yeah, baby. Whew. All right. I'm not going to record the other side. It's just like this. I'm going to go put it back in the sun and then come back and do that again to the other side. Okay, so next I have to put those bumpers back in. That's where they go. So I'm going to make an X. Let's see if I can do this and hold the camera at the same time. I can't find a place to jimmy my stand. So let's see here. Oops, sorry. So going to make an X. So carefully. All right. Okay. That's the best I can do with my camera stand. Okay. So I've got a small X created with the knife, and I'm just getting this go. This back bumper in place. There's a lot of thread here. There we go. Okay, you get the idea, and I gotta do the other side too. Okay, so if you watched part 1 of my video, then you know how this back fits on here, because I had a splatter ass moment and was doing it backwards. But this clip goes like this. But here's the thing, and this is kind of like the thing. I don't want to mess up the finish of my leather, so I'm going to put a piece of plastic right here, and who knows, it might get stuck there for the ages. I don't know. All right, I got a bug crawled up my leg. It's not good. Okay, so it's lined up. I'm sorry to show you back my arm, but okay. Okay, so I've got it's not lined up like I wanted. I might have too much plastic there. Sheesh. Oh, there. There it goes. There. Okay. Okay, so now with it in place, I have to put the screws back in. And again, you don't want to make one side super tight and then try to make the other side taut. You gotta go back and forth. There it goes. Okay. All right. Finish putting those in. Okay, so here is the back side of the finished upper. Okay. Put that in there. It all turned out nice. Actually better than I thought it would. And the little button here actually works and releases that. I don't have my other hand free. That clicks back into place. So that's working again like it's supposed to. And this plastic has a groove for this seam. And there's that I was so worried about. Actually turned out well. Yep. Okay, and so this is the finished top side. I've got it back in the sunshine. Just gonna try to work out some more wrinkles. It's looking a lot better than it did. I do realize I've got a couple to work out yet. I may get the heat gun out. I hate to use the heat gun too much. But there's how it all turns out, and there's the embroidering. I'm going to unite this with the bottom and show that, and I'm going to talk about the costing and the time that I spent on this project to help you make an informed decision if you want to try to tackle it or not. Okay, so I'm going to unite the top with the bottom through here. Don't forget your little top hat washer, plastic washer. It sits in there. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so next I'm going to install this here. Don't forget your little like nylon plate so that your leather doesn't, you know, have pressure up against this hard metal. So I did paint the bolts like I said earlier. So some of the paint will get scraped off, but I'll just touch it up afterwards. Okay, so to my surprise, none of the paint got scraped off of the painted bolt. So there's that, and there's that. So that brings the seat together. And if you've hung with me for this long, thank you, thank you. We're going to take a look, final look at this I'll talk about how much time I spent and how much money I spent. Okay, so here is the finished result. And thank you for hanging with me. I appreciate it. You can see I've got a few more wrinkles to try to get out. All in all, I am very happy with this. I haven't done the second seat yet, but I'm getting ready to, fixing to. I've got 30 hours into this one seat. However, making this YouTube video slows me down greatly, but it's my pleasure to do so. I do enjoy doing it. Nobody's sponsored me. I just do it because I enjoy it. And anyway, so I've got about 30 hours into it. I could probably done it in 20 without making the video. And pricing all together, I've got $1,250 into both seats. Okay, so there's that works. Show you that the back seat works. There's that. And I had to buy a few little things. I wanted new bumpers, so I bought new bumpers here and new of this. This is still the original. I just buffed it with some steel wool. And, you know, this is the original back, all that. I wish this would sit a little flatter. Maybe it will with time, but I mean, that's picky poopy stuff. But 30 hours, $1,250. $1,250, that's for both seats. I bought new cushions, some miscellaneous things, and of course the covers. And I did a video on unboxing where I talk about covers, the different options, the different pricing, but all in all, I'm very happy with it. I'm just thrilled about it. You know, the money I saved, I mean, you know, $1,250, you know, brand new. I mean, if I just took it to a shop and said, here, just do it, you know, you're talking $4,000, maybe a little more than that, actually. So yeah, you know, I'm happy to do it. I love doing this kind of projects. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, have a great day. And I guess that's it. More videos to come, of course. I'm always posting new videos with other car projects too. And thanks for hanging with me.